Hi, I'm Monica Brown, owner and founder of Your Health Source Organic Fruit and Vegetable Co-ops. 15 years ago, my husband and I changed our diet for the better, and today I'm going to share with you about sweeteners and how we use those in our home. So the first one I want to show you is the organic, local, can't really say organic, I have to say local honey. And I do think maybe they say this one is organic, maybe not. Local, natural, unfiltered, raw honey, a mouthful, but what you want is real honey. You want the actual bee pollen in there, and if it's unfiltered, that's what you're going to get. And it's a big factor in keeping you allergy resistant or lower in your allergies, and I would encourage you just to study up on that. Here is molasses. Now that's an old-fashioned one. You probably heard about your grandmother using that one. Full of iron. I want to say it also has a few other things like potassium in it as well. Strong amounts of potassium, so if you're looking for that, I like to put that in a glass of fresh milk, mix it together and drink it. These sweeteners here are fruit spreads, and there's a variety of flavors, but this one's apricot, this one is cherry, and what they are, when you go to buy jelly, most of us have just bought jelly at the grocery store, and you end up with fructose, high fructose corn syrup, sugar, and then finally you get to the fruit. So when you get a fruit spread, this one says just fruit spread, that's what you want. You just want the fruit, maybe some of them have a juice in there, but that's what you're looking for. Still, you want your sweeteners in small amounts, but you want to look for fruit spreads. When you go to a store, you're going to end up with maybe 50 varieties, about maybe 8 or 10 will be actual fruit spreads, maybe down to 4 or 5. Then I have maple syrup. This is all organic, real maple syrup. Very costly. This jar right here is about $25. So it's something that's like liquid gold a little bit. I can't say it's this huge, strong health boost, but it's really great on pancakes, and it beats buying something that's 2% maple syrup, so a little tiny amount of maple syrup, and the rest of it being the corn syrup or whatever else they put in there. So most of the syrups are flavored. This is the real deal. So there's going to be minerals in there, things you're missing when you buy the other products. This one's Stevia, and it's made with stevia. You may have heard of that. There's a plant, an actual plant that grows that's kind of like an herb, but on the back of the leaf it'll make this powder, and you can use it totally natural for your blood sugar, not a synthetic. So we're not using anything that's synthetic or chemical processed. We use that a tiny bit. Mostly we have guests that want it. Our family typically sticks with regular sugar cane. I'll show you that. And this is just kind of a fun thing. All Alaska chocolate syrup, but they're using cane syrup. So again, this is going to be sweet, something your kids are going to want from time to time, or you are, depending if you like chocolate milk. But we like to use this in a couple of ways. It's just something we keep in a small portion in our diet. Now, to the sugars, this is the one I use the most. It's called organic cane sugar. So again, you're going to have natural. It's very natural. It's not refined. It's not pure white. You'll notice so the color there. If you want powdered sugar, you can actually get a brand of this in powdered sugar, but you can also just grind this in a blender. So occasionally we'll get a powdered sugar with that. Here's another organic light brown sugar. Same thing. It's a lot like brown sugar. I very rarely use this, but we carry it in our dry goods with the co-op. And then here, this one is organic sucanat, and that sucanat means sugar cane natural. Again, what sugar looks like is not the pure white. That's more of what you're looking at. So when you take on the natural products, you're going to pick up things like the bee pollen, you're going to pick up minerals, you're going to lose the high fructose corn syrup and the corn syrup. And we just bought cookies this past week from the store that we thought were going to be reasonable. And after we looked at it, we're like, oh, okay, it said on the front, no fructose. But then it had high fructose. So just watch those labels when you're checking what you're looking for, and slowly but surely transition over to the better sweeteners. When we bake a cake, this is what we use, this one right here, the cane sugar. When we make coffee, we want to put a little sweetener in it. This is typically what we'll use. So these are just some of the ways you can sweeten things. Sometimes I like to talk about dates, raisins, even fruit. So many people have made banana bread. That's a way of sweetening bread naturally, maybe a little bit of the sugar added, and you've got it. So there's your little take on sugar. You can find these on our dry good list. You can find them at Whole Foods and other health stores. So it's right around the corner from you, and it's something you can just switch out over time in your pantry.